The Einstein-Szilard letter to India is a famous document written by two of the greatest physicists of the 20th century, Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard. In 1939, this letter was written as a means of trying to convince the government of India to enter into a nuclear cooperation agreement with the United States. At the time, the United States was in the process of developing an atomic bomb. They had already achieved success in the field of nuclear fission, and were working on creating a weapon of mass destruction that could potentially end World War II. Einstein and Szilard felt that India could play a key role in this endeavor, and wrote the letter to encourage them to become involved. The letter begins by outlining how the atomic bomb could be used to protect India from the Axis powers. It then goes on to suggest that India should enter into an agreement with the United States for the development of nuclear power. The authors argue that this would be beneficial for both countries, as it would give India access to the most advanced technology in the world, and would also allow the US to benefit from India's expertise in the field of nuclear science. The letter then goes on to suggest that India should enter into a bilateral agreement with the United States, in which both countries would agree not to develop atomic weapons for their own use, but instead to use them solely for the purpose of defense. This agreement would be a non-aggression pacta, and would serve to ensure that both countries would not use nuclear weapons for offensive purposes. The letter ends with a plea to the government of India to seriously consider entering into a nuclear cooperation agreement with the United States, as it would be mutually beneficial. The authors also suggest that India should not be afraid of the consequences of entering into such an agreement, as the United States would be unlikely to use nuclear weapons against India. The Einstein-Szilard letter to India was a powerful document that made a lasting impression on the government of India. It served to highlight the potential benefits of nuclear cooperation between India and the United States, and ultimately convinced the Indian government to enter into a bilateral agreement with the United States. This agreement was instrumental in the development of nuclear power in India, and has helped shape the country into the nuclear power it is today.